when you're running the table, what we want is get is a separation, and when we're running small samples, let's say up to 50 pounds or so, I want to keep it on the table here so I can see this high line. If I'm running concentrates and I'm running 500-600 pounds, or a head ore material, I'm running a couple of tons at a time, I'm not interested in seeing this first line. I'm going to take this table, I'm going to drop it down, bring my concentrates out this hole here that is in the bottom of this trough up here, at which we call the concentrate trough. That's the tails trough down there. If everything has gone well, when you do your first run, everything that goes off that end of the table is no longer of any use to us. We don't care. There are some exceptions. If you're running silica sand for glassware, you have to get out all the contaminants out of the sand. Our sand is the lightest product, so when we're running sand, our product is the light material, our heavy is up here. This is our trash, that's our product. So that's basically what we're doing here. We separate 2 times. We separate the heaviest from the lightest. If we want to make a higher grade concentrate, we take the heaviest material, do the same thing, run the lightest material off, the heaviest material is our product. There's a couple adjustments for this table. One of them is the amount of water that you feed to it. This one is feeding for if you are running samples and we give you a 20 mesh screen, it simply goes in here, goes in there, you pour your slurry in here, and this water is what's washing it to the screen. If we're in production, this screen is not here. So we have water here when we're testing. Basically, it doesn't make any difference how much water is here. It's just enough to make everything flow. This is our clean water. This is the water that we want to separate the heavy material from the lighter material. If there's no water here, what happens is everything tries to come up to the tabletop. This is to keep the lighter material down, heavier material up. Then we have our adjustment for raising the back of this table up and down. Now, I have it set right now so that my line is right here, so we're taking pictures and we can see it. If I'm in production, I lower it down like I said, and we take our concentrates here. And if you have a whole series of these, what you do is you take out of your primary concentrator to your secondary concentrator to your finish. That way you can get a 2001 concentration with 90 to 95% of all your gold, if you're looking for gold or whatever your product is. This is a speed control. On the upgrades, this is speed control, and if I turn it on and I start it, that's about the standard rhythm that you get with the M7 without the speed control. This is a medium place. Okay, if you have large gold and you've screened out all your light material, you turn it down there. That walks the heavier, bigger pieces up the table. The lighter, bigger material goes down the table. If we have screened or we've classified down to about 100 mesh, we're running about there, because that gold doesn't take any time to get to the table. It's a very quick action, and we want to move it up to the top very quickly. So those are the 3 basic adjustments you have: your water, your tilt, and the speed. We have one more adjustment. You get a bunch of these with the table. These are very technical kind of thing. They're a 1/2-inch square stock. Any steel place that you can buy steel, you can buy these. They are to go in to the offset weight that sits down here. And all you have to do is turn the wheel around get that up, stick those in. Now when you get the table new, sometimes they're really tight. So you may have to put 1 or 2 weights in there. If I'm running production and I'm running 2,000 pounds an hour, I have over 50 pounds of dirt on this table at any one time. I may have to put 6 or 7 of these in there to overcome that weight. So that's what all these are for, is to overcome that weight. We don't fill that up with lead when we ship it to you, because if you're running test samples of 50 pounds, 20 pounds, you put that much weight in there, this table is going to beat really, really hard. Well, we don't want it beating that hard. We want as gentle as we can do on the table. So these are for specialties when you get into production. The other thing on this table, we want the least amount of everything that you can do to the table to get the best recovery. The least amount of water, the least amount of tilt, the least amount of bump, and the least amount of speed. This table, if you turn everything up to high and you only put 10 or 15 pounds on here, what it does is the table is going to hit so hard, instead of letting that material stay down on the tabletop, it's going to keep picking it up, and eventually it will throw it over the edge. So what we want to do is keep it gentle. The table itself does the action, not the beating and the hardness. It is entirely 180 degrees out of conventional concentrating of ores.